Hello my friends and welcome back. Today we will be continuing our introduction in wireframe animation with this house, this animated two-dimensional house, which I saw some comments on the on my comment section, and they say this is for entertainment. It's not for entertainment. This will lead to a roller coaster or more complex 3D projects. In the previous tutorial we built this 2D house and we added some scaling. As you can see here, I'm clicking on these buttons and I added scaling. I added translation along the x-axis and translation along the y-axis, and also I added an animation. You can see the house moving on a pattern resembling number 8, and again you can adjust these parameters to move on a circle or on some random curves. What I did before I started this recording is I copied this sheet 1 into an identical sheet 2. Right now I just need to readjust, assign the macro, the proper macro, because when you copy, the new button that you create has the old macro associated with it. So right now you see it's running. All the buttons work correctly. And we are trying to do rotation. I already marked here X, Y, the label of the columns, and rotated. And in order to understand the formulas, I'm going to my website here. You can go to just anywhere on Google, type rotation, formula rotation, 2D rotation, stuff like this. I typed rotation in the search box and I hit return. And since I use this a lot, I know most of them have this formula here. If you look, all of them, but there's a few places that have the derivation, and the derivation is the best derivation. I think there's quite a few blog posts they have the derivation, but the derivation I use is this one. You can click on PDF view, and it shows you if you have a straight triangle, not straight triangle, a right triangle with 190-degree angle right here, and if you label this the length of these sides A, B, and C, so C is the hypotenuse, A and B are the cathets, and the definition of sinus here is alpha right here. I forgot to put it, but sine of alpha is equal to B, so the opposite side of the triangle, and divided by hypotenuse, the opposite cathete. Cos of alpha is the near cathete, so A over C over the hypotenuse. And I did a small derivation here, and I reached these formulas. So function of the old components, the old coordinates of a certain point, if you rotate a point keeping the distance to the origin constant, you get this formula function. So the new x and y components, function of the old x and y components, and function of the angle alpha of rotation. So I will show you this a little bit here. I opened a Photoshop with a blank page here. So what I claim is, if you have a system of coordinates x, y, x has a unit vector of I, okay, unit vector, and y has a unit vector of j, okay, j. If you have a point here, right here, P, okay, and this is a position vector, so O, origin O, so OP is a vector, let's call it a p vector, position vector. Okay, if you rotate this clockwise, on my blog you see a rotation of counterclockwise. Counterclockwise is the standard trigonometric rotation, positive rotation, the proper trigonometric sign convention. Rotating clockwise is negative of that, but I use the clockwise because Excel has a formula that stands for clockwise rotation. So it's very easy to translate between the two, but that's why I use clockwise rotation. Okay, so you rotate it from P to P prime, and if this the coordinate of P is equal to xy, the coordinate of P prime will be equal to x prime and y prime. If the angle is small, x prime is going to be a little bit larger than x, and y prime will be a little bit shorter than y. So what I claim is that x prime is equal to x times, let's call this angle theta, cos of theta is a little bit longer, so we need to add something, plus y times sine of theta, and y prime is equal to y cos of theta with a plus, so y cos of theta minus, this is smaller, okay, x sine of theta. So having this in mind, and again you can go to any website, anywhere on the internet, just type 2D rotation formulas, the two-dimensional rotation formulas, and you get here. So sine, the sine function is like something like this, okay, and so this is sine of x, and cosine is exactly like sine, is except is dephased a little bit, is like this. These are harmonic functions, they're very, very important. So this is, if this is x, this is cos of x. That's how it looks like. First, we go here at parameters and type theta. So angle theta, or you can say rotation, okay. And let's put for now 0. Let's go in developer, okay, design mode, copy this, Control C, Control V, and place it right here. Property, let's call this I wouldn't call it rotation, because rotation might be a reserved word. It is a reserved word, so let's call it theta, and let's go from 0 to, it's 360 degrees, so from 0 to 36. And double click on it and fill it out. So let's say B1 in square brackets, B1 is equal to, that's the normal engineering convention, you put a multiplier in front, or math convention. So let's check if it works. We need first to get out of design mode by clicking here, or clicking right here, the same thing. And you see it runs from 0 to all the way to 360, And I want to do a, how do you say, a rollover feature, add a rollover feature, but for now let's just implement the formulas here. This one, x, we open Photoshop here, x is equal to x, the old x, x prime is equal to, let's label this x prime and y prime, okay, is prime and y prime. Yeah, my keyboard here is dark, I cannot see. So this is equal to x times cos of, pick up this value and absolute reference it, okay, absolute reference it. So hit F4 once and you get $sign in front of the column and in front of the row. So now when we copy right or left or down or up, this will be firmly fixed there. Another thing I want to do is these functions don't accept degrees, they accept radians. So okay, so the radians of that. Okay, so is radians a function? Okay, is not. I made a typo here. So now it's good. So copy this here and let's change something. What? Oh wait, we need to add something here. Plus y sine of theta. So we go here, copy, copy this, Control C, plus Control V. So D11 is gonna be E11 here, okay? E11 and here sine. Okay, let's now copy this to the right. We need to move this reference here, or we could have put $sign in front of the column. Hit return to save this and then go here and say, let's look at formula. Minus sine plus cos. Okay, so where is it? This is with minus, and here plus cos. And now first I want to add another data series. Add, let's take this for x and take this for y. Let me see, 40, 40, 40, okay. And let's copy this down and see if it's correct. Yeah, it looks right. I tell you why. If I go and let's make it green. So go here to fill and make it a nice green. Let's say maybe this is too light. Let's make it darker, like this green. Okay, and I think the thickness is 3. I'm not sure how much it is. 2.5 maybe. Let me see. Click on this. 3, right? So let's make it 3. Okay, and now let's copy down. So We saw in the previous tutorial that we need to delete certain points in the data, otherwise we get artifacts. So we delete just like the other ones. Wherever we see blank here, in the previous formulas, in the previous columns, we delete it, okay? Check out all the artifacts disappear. We can increase the angle, check this out. Okay, let's continue deleting these artifacts. Okay, so now, okay, so it goes from 0 to 360. I would like to implement a rollover feature. So in order to implement this rollover, I will first go to developer, Visual Basic, and actually go in design mode, properties. Let's go between decrease the 0 by -1, okay, by 1. So instead of 0 to 36, it goes to -1. The maximum is good. Usually we have to increase it, but since 36 is equal to 0, so 360 degrees and 0 are the same thing, we leave it like this, and we go then to double click on this, we go here and say if theta is greater than, let me see, greater than 35, then theta is equal to 0. Actually, let's put it, if the theta is greater than 36 or equal, I think is like this, equal or greater than 36, then theta is 0. Oh, if theta is smaller than 0, then theta is gonna be 35. Okay, and check this out. Now, before it was limiting between 0 to 35, between 0, the rotation, because we multiply by 10, between 0 and 360. So now exit design mode, we can use the button. Check this out. Go, 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 go. We are at 340, 350. Click again, goes to 0. So we can just hold this button and describe circle after circle after circle, or hold the other button and go down, I mean decreasing, and when it goes to 10, 0, instead of going to negative number or staying there, it goes to 350. So we can rotate over and over as many times as we want. For angles, I always add this rollover feature. And I would say go to Google and type how to rotate or rotation formula for two-dimensional, so 2D rotation formulas, or you go to my blog and again type rotation and follow the tutorials, derive the equation, the system of equations. These are the first steps in order to build a roller coaster like you guys asked me. I want to learn how to do that. So follow these tutorials if you are deciding. I bet 99% of people are not interested. They just throw a look here at the channel, at the video. This is not meant to be entertaining. About subscription, everybody says subscribe to my channel. I would say do not subscribe to my channel unless you're highly interested. I would advise that you, if you're mildly interested, visit occasionally, okay? It's better for somebody to have the attitude, why didn't I visit this more often, than the attitude, hey, I'm getting all these alerts, why did I subscribe to this guy? So I prefer to have fewer people but more enthusiastic. Again, feel free to subscribe if you want, but definitely I would not advise you to hit the notification bell, because then you're going to be annoyed. Every time I post something, you're going to be annoyed. I would say once in a while YouTube will notify you, okay? Will give you an alert. But if you don't hit the notification bell, you're not going to be bothered, I mean, nagged by this repeated over and over notification. So let's play a little bit more with this. I would say see, while I'm running the macro, I rotate the house. We can go in the macro itself, and here sheet 2 and B1 B1 is equal to, let's copy one of these, Control C. I would like to rotate it, sine goes between 0, -1 to 1, so let's rotate this by 180. So it goes from -180 to +180. So, and this is a little bit slower rotation, so let's put here 7 instead of 20. Check this out now. Let's also add some automation to the scale. So this is B3 maybe, yeah, B3. B3 from -1 to 1, that's okay. Let's put 12 here. So now you have everything. You have translation, rotation, scaling, and yeah, 2 different translations, 1 rotation, 1 scaling. So that's how the coaster is done. I mean, the formulas are a little bit more advanced. We will get to them pretty soon. In a few tutorials, I would say probably in I don't know, 5-10 tutorials maximum, we get straight to the roller coaster. Maybe not even that much, 5, not 10. And this being said, thank you for your attention.